Hi guys. I hope you are having a wonderful day. I would say that it is quite cold out here, so I'm wearing a bathrobe while I sit inside to film this. So, happy days! That is great. So, what did I want to talk about today? Well, how about being overwhelmed? How do you deal with it? It's crushing. It feels like no matter what you do, you're kind of pushed into a corner. Your back is against the wall, and anything you think might help ends up making you feel worse. Do you feel like you've been there before? I know I have. I know when I used to feel stressed or anxious in the past, the ways that I would actually deal with it made it worse. And that's kind of what we were taught in society and culture, and especially in college. You know, you get so stressed out all week, going to work and going to class, studying. How did you decompress? Oh, you went out to the bars, right? But in college, that makes sense. When you're really young, that might make sense. You don't have as many responsibilities, so you can go out and party and stay up late, and you don't need to get to bed on time. We all know those hot dogs and the pizza vendors that would be out there. God, that shit was delicious. And then add on top all the drinking and probably the smoking and other things that you're doing that night. Maybe you're going off and you're finding some ladies as well. Maybe you're decompressing by compressing them. Who knows? You can do whatever you want to do. But all I'm here to tell you is about 3 different ways that I would love for you guys to try that can help you decompress and deal with some of your anxiety. Alright? Because life is fucking stressful. And believe me or not, if you just use bad habits to remove your stress at the time, yes, you will. But the things that's causing you stress will not go away. So how can you beneficially not only remove the stress, but work on what is causing you to have the stress? Number 1, journaling. You have to journal. I love having a journal. And there is no right way to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. I've seen the most ridiculous journals just because I've looked up how to journal. For years, I was like, I don't understand. You just write in a book? It sounds like a diary. It is a diary. But you know, the crazy thing is 99% of the time, people don't want to talk about their emotions. They push them down. And guys, this channel is mainly for men. You guys never talk about your emotions. You know, just up until recently, I didn't really talk about them with my boys. Well, now we're talking about emotions all the time. You know, because that's important. It raises your vibration. You feel better when you talk about things. And the best thing about journaling is no one sees you. You are just writing in a little book, and you can write whatever you want. Usually when I write in a journal, I like to use I am statements. So what is an I am statement? So for an example, let's say you would really like to get a new job, right? So every day in a journal, you write a statement saying, I am so happy and grateful now that I have my brand new job that I absolutely love, right? Sounds crazy, but hear me out on how this one works. Because if you keep writing that in your journal, that's your conscious brain. Imagine the top half of whatever up here, a little bit of brain. That's where you consciously are thinking, and you're saying, oh, I am working at a new job. And your subconscious brain at the time is like, no, you're at a different job. Well, no, if you keep reiterating it into your brain, and you keep saying, I am working a brand new job. Oh, and I love it, so you have that emotion going towards it. Go with that. Just keep writing it in there, and I guarantee it's going to take away the stress. If you really don't like the job you're in, you are going to just have an epiphany and boom, it's going to happen and you're going to move to a different job. It's insane how it works, but just try it. It's one positive way. It's a different way. Discern for yourself. You can use it, you cannot use it. Journal. Write what you want in your life. Use the I am. Create it as a present moment statement, okay? It needs to be in the present moment. It needs to be connected with emotion. You need to feel this shit, guys. All right? You can literally hack your reality, but you have to believe that you can. And you have to believe that you can change. But seriously, you have to try one of these guys instead of dealing with overwhelm and decompression in a bad way, because it will only get worse. And honestly, right now, things are so crazy as is. I'm happy that I am the age I am right now and not younger, because young kids have so many fucking distractions. They have so many, everything is just legal now for everyone to do. And it's crazy. I don't understand what's going on anymore, and people are getting lost in the sauce. Let's not get lost in the sauce. Detail it out. Journal. Secondly, meditation. Now, there's so many levels, and I will make a separate video on meditation, so I will just do this very short. Very, very short meditation. All you have to do is close your eyes and focus on nothing. Sounds stupid, right? Well, it's kind of like staring at a wall. If you stare at a wall for long enough and there's nothing on the wall and you don't have a phone in the room, you have no input from anywhere else. There's no music, there's no cars. Imagine you're just in a fucking cube. You're in a cube. There's nothing going on. Well, what's going on up here? And that's when you get to deal with that overwhelm. That's when you get to deal with that level of anxiety about something. Because those thoughts will come into your brain, and the beautiful thing about meditation, and this is all I'm going to say about it right here, is be very conscious of that thought that comes up there, and if you accept it for your life, so let's say it's a good thought, and it's like, oh, I am abundant, and I am having a life filled with love, and I have amazing friends, and I constantly have events to go to, and blah, 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 right? And it's all good. You can accept that in. But the bad thoughts, and this is what happens at the beginning of meditation, people hate it because they're like, well, I just sit there and get abused. And I was like, that's the point. That is honestly the point. That is the entire point. Get abused by your brain so you can retrain your brain to get rid of the things that are overwhelming you and making you anxious. Okay? Short on that. That's meditation. And then finally, nature. I shouldn't even have to talk about this one. But realistically, everyone should be going outside, I want to say at least an hour. That seems minimal to me. An hour a day. Right? But it is very important early in the morning. If you want to have the best day possible, if you want a lot of energy, get outside during the sunrise period of time. Depending where you live, this could be as early as like 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30. Or 8. You can go out whenever you wake up. It doesn't really matter. But get outside, get away from your phone, get some fresh air, actually breathe it in. Go out with your dog, go for a walk, take off your socks and shoes, put your feet on the grass and feel the grass, feel the nature, feel connected to everything. And you won't feel so overwhelmed. The overwhelm happens because our brains in the last 70 years, so let's go back to 1950, how much did they have to worry about that we have to worry about today? I mean, obviously life is still the same. You're born, you grow old, you die, you usually have kids, and yeah, you get a house, whatever, right? But other than that, all the technology that you have to deal with, all the phones, all the screens, all the emails, all the text messages, all the phone calls. I mean, come on. I've seen 18-year-old kids that have hundreds of Snapchat messages or text messages. There are threads of this. Because for me, as part of the older generation, we want to look back and be like, yo, how can we help these children? How can we get them through this problem? Because it's killing them. Half of them don't even want to date. Half of them don't even want to go outside. Half of them don't even know what gender they are. It's insane. Obviously, I am completely blowing out numbers here. It doesn't really matter, though. All right, so I was going on a bit of a tangent there, and I had a knock at the door. So, kind of lost my train of thought, but I'm going to bring it back in real quick for the ending. Meditation, journaling, nature. Try and do these, guys. I mean, it's really easy. You can meditate for 5 minutes. You can even meditate standing up. You can meditate anywhere. You can meditate for 30 seconds. All that it requires is closing your eyes, and whatever is bothering you at the time, just take everything out of there, all right? And just breathe. Nature, all right? You can meditate in nature. It's really easy. Go outside. Go do some grounding work. This is where you take off your socks and shoes, stand on the ground. The negative ions and all that sciencey stuff happens, and it makes you feel better. All right? Try that one out. And then also journaling. You know, if you have a goal, you have a passion, you have a dream in your life, please chase it, but write it down. Write down what you're doing and do it in the journal as if it's already done. And I guarantee it will start to rewire your subconscious, and your subconscious is what causes all that bullshit anxiety. You don't want that. You don't need it. It's literally not helping you. The overthinking does not help you. You have to deal with it. You have to look at it, look at whatever that thought is, and say, I don't accept you. Get out. Can we do that? Again, you don't have to do anything I fucking say. I really don't care. I don't care if you follow me. However, this will make your life better. So please give it a try. It's very short. All of these together will take 30 minutes a day. Except for the nature part. Get your fucking ass outside. The sun is awesome. That's it before I get banned. It is what it is.